Hi, my name is Gabby and welcome to my channel, Gabby on Paper. In today's video, we are going to budget out my first paycheck of April. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we clearly have a lot to take care of before we get into budgeting in May. I have to move some money around and cover some overspending. I did end up spending the money that I had started saving up for my family stuff. Basically, my grandma was in the hospital, and just to help my dad out a little bit so he doesn't have a big burden, my siblings and I each chipped in $450 to help offset some of the cost of her being in the hospital. So that's what the $450 was for. I only had $300 in there, so I'm gonna take actually the rest of this from visitors. And I'm gonna start over in both categories, probably focusing on visitors a little bit more this time around, but that's okay. Next is home goods. We did buy a chair and a rug for our living room. I won't be able to insert a picture in this video. I'll do it in the next one, so you can see what we ended up purchasing. It took up all of my category and then some, and then I have purchased something else since then, which is why it's overspent, but that's okay. I'll go over that in my mid-month check-in. Anyways, I'll go ahead and cover this overspending with ready to assign. Let's see what else we have overspent. Hulu, my boyfriend and I signed up for Showtime through Hulu. They were running a promotion for $3.99 a month for 3 months if it was like a add-on on Hulu. And since we are watching, what's that show called? Yellow Jackets, we decided it was worth it, and we are splitting the cost, so this is my half. And then today, actually, when I was out after work on the way to meet my boyfriend to go out to dinner, I got approached by this guy raising money for his group. They're called the Bucket Boys. And so basically they drum on buckets and you'll see them throughout the city, and it's really fun. I really like it. Basically they get tickets from police for doing that, and they're raising money to cover those tickets when they do get them so they can continue doing it, and I enjoy it. Sometimes they get a little loud, but I really enjoy it because I think it's just what makes living in a city cool. So I sent him $10 on Venmo, so it's not technically a cash gift, but I'm gonna cover this with ready to assign, and that's it. That takes care of all of the overspending. April is fully funded, and since I'm a month ahead, I'm gonna start funding May. All right, we'll come back to focus on now. I'll fund my emergency fund all the way. I'm also going to come back to my Roth IRA because that is my focus right now. So I want to see how much I have left at the end to send to this. I'll do half of rent. So the AT&T bill is my bill only. I'm on a plan with my sister. This is for my phone. She pays for her own. ComEd I split with my boyfriend along with my rent, utility fee, and gym. And then renter's insurance we pay once a year, so I'm just building up for that. And again, I split that with my boyfriend. All right, subscriptions. All right, so those three I split with my boyfriend and my sister, so that's my third. $23.59 I split with my boyfriend. YNAB I pay for it yearly, so I'm just saving up for my next year's YNAB subscription. At that point, if my boyfriend and my sister want to continue using it, because I shared mine with them, then maybe they will contribute. We'll see. We pay for Amazon Prime yearly. I split that with my sister and our friend. And then my Sapphire credit card fee, so I've reached my goal of $95, and then Southwest. Perfect. We'll skip all of the food categories for now. I usually come back to this. $50 for entertainment, $25 for miscellaneous. So I recently increased these after funding all of my sinking funds and reaching all of those goals. I decided to increase all my GABME improvement fund categories, and now I'm thinking maybe they're a little high. So self-care, basically that covers haircuts and massages, and I'm aiming for one massage per quarter, so it's $75 approximately, unless I do a little bit longer. Maybe I will. And then a haircut I maybe do once every 6 to 8 months, and I probably budget around $80 to $90 for that. So I just don't know that I'm gonna be needing $50 a month in the self-care category, so I might reduce that, but we'll see. Same goes for hobbies. I just think it's a little high. Grooming is like personal grooming stuff, like dry shampoos, deodorant, things like that. And I think $15 a month is good for that. I actually have to buy some hair product I use, and I'm almost completely out, and that is about $30 plus tax. So I think grooming's okay. I don't need to send anything to this category group for things between me and my boyfriend. And my sinking funds are fully funded. I've started spending money from them. Live events, I think I am going to have to contribute some money to this because we might be going to some NBA playoff games, but we shall see. I've already started spending money from gifts. At some point, I'm going to start replenishing them. It's just not now because I want to focus on my Roth IRA. So normally I send $271 per paycheck. That is my goal. Yeah, and just down here I have like reimbursement categories that I don't worry about, my wish list that I'm not funding right now. All right, let's fully fund my Roth IRA. So that leaves $123.25. What do I want to do? Holding category, we'll send 25 cents. Let's send $3 to my wish farm. Okay. So I reached my home goods. But we bought kind of the things that we were saving for, so I don't feel like my goal needs to be $700 anymore. I think $300 for random things that come up that we want to buy is more than enough. I could even almost lower that, just because we live in a small one-bedroom apartment. We don't really have much more room for furniture and things. So if anything, this is just more for candles and I don't know, just like little home things. So I might lower this goal later, but this was the original goal of $300. So I'll go back to that now that we've purchased the furniture we were looking to purchase. Travel will always be a focus on now category when I have a trip planned, like scheduled, like flights booked and stuff. And I actually have 2 trips booked right now. One of them in May, one of them in July. So that's going to stay as a focus on now category for me to send a little bit extra. I know I've passed my goal of $3,000, but in 1 month I'll have spent about $1,000 of that, and I'll have to start saving for it again. So might as well get ahead a little bit by sending a little extra towards it. And then visitors is just for when we have visitors, we tend to do a little bit more activities, go out to eat more. So I'm just saving up some money for those times. I know my dad's planning to come visit for about a week and a half later in the summer. So it'll just be nice to have a little bit of a buffer there. And then maybe with the next paycheck, depending on how it goes, if there's any extra, I might send a little more towards family stuff and or travel. But that's not a huge concern. because I do want to focus on my Roth IRA. It feels good that it's the first paycheck of the month and it's already fully funded. So anything that I send to it with my second paycheck is extra for the month. So that's very exciting. So to fully fund May, I need $1,163, which is not a problem since I'm expecting, let's say, about $1,850 for my next paycheck. So I'll definitely have money to work with on my next paycheck. I think what I'm gonna do, I didn't have this goal, is that I want to edit. I want to have $6,500. I should be able to max out my Roth IRA by the end of the year. So I think I'm going to set a goal to do so, which would increase my target goal from $542 to, I don't know. To $812.50 per month. I think that should be doable though. I know for me, $800 and some a month is a lot of money to send to that, but I think it'll be worth it. So now that we've changed the goal amount for that, it looks like I need about $3,200 to fully fund the month. And I definitely think that's doable. So I'm happy. That's all I have for today's video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Bye.